Hi, welcome. Welcome to episode 2, season 1, episode 2 of The Last of Kyle and Vince. I'm your host, Vince, and I'm also here with...
your other host, Kyle.
Hey, pal.
Hello.
This is a weekly companion show to The Last of Us, where Kyle and I will sit down and discuss our thoughts on the most recent episode of HBO's The Last of Us. And this is a spoiler discussion for both the games and the TV show, so you have been warned. So please, Kyle, I think the easiest way to get into this is by asking you just flat and simple, did you enjoy the episode?
I did. This is a very good one.
Yes. Do you have a standout moment?
Oh, man. Probably the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It just kind of hit like hard because they were like the beginning. They asked like, "Oh, is there a cure to disease?" And she's like, "No, just bomb everybody. Just start killing everybody."
I wanted to ask you about that. I want to know how you feel about that because in the game, it's not really explained all that much.
Right.
And I actually. When I watched it this weekend, I invited some friends. I had a little watch party, Kyle. It was nice. I made cornbread muffins.
Nice.
So we got to sit around. And your theory about the bread, dude, was on.
Yeah, supposedly they have a newspaper in the game that says it's from food, but I don't think they specify.
Really?
Yeah, food and crop or something like that.
So cool, because I had 3 people come over, and 2 of the people that came over, they had played the first game. My one friend is watching it with me and has never played the game. And they walked in the door, my 2 other friends, and I was like, the bread, the grain, the flour.
Yeah.
And then when they said, oh, it was a grain factory, I want to know how you felt about that, because my whole thing is, I don't think it matters how the virus started, to be completely honest.
Right.
Like, the show isn't the world before, it's the world that now Joel and Ellie inhabit. So the world being different like that, like that's the only world that matters at that point. So does it really matter? But I get it. We're the audience and we should know. Like we should have that information the same way as we should understand how clickers work to an extent. Yeah. I just feel like it's me being, I had 3 big nitpicks the entire episode. That opening, which is BS of a nitpick, because it's television. Like that's what I have to keep reminding myself is, oh, this is television, and it's a different media, a different form of media to tell a story. So they have to include stuff like that. I thought Joel talked too much. Like in my mind, this early into the story of Joel and Ellie, Joel's very quiet. I feel, again, stupid nitpick. And this one you're going to either love or hate, Kyle. The gun he has when it starts, when Ellie wakes up from her dream or her nap or whatever, I saw him with that gun. I went, you don't get that gun till the end of the game. Like, something stupid like that. I was like, you're not supposed to have that till you get to Utah, Joel.
Yeah, the person I watched that did like Easter eggs, he's like, I see Joel as more of a pistol shotgun kind of guy at this point.
Yeah. I don't even, does he gets a bow or no?
I don't think so.
I think he might. I have to go back and replay the game.
I don't think we even got a bow in the first game.
I think you, yeah, because when you play as Ellie, you get a bow.
Well, Ellie, but like I don't think Joel ever used it.
Anyway, that was my 3 big nitpicks, and they're shitty nitpicks. I know, but like it was. I like this episode a lot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them changing how infected interact with each other?
It's even scarier now.
You think so?
The fact that she was like, yeah, if you kill it on a certain thing or a certain piece of grass, it can wake a whole horde from like a mile away.
Yeah. I don't hate the change. It makes sense. I like the idea that like...
Yeah, that's also a thing too. It's like fungi is like plant-based and all that too. Like, why wouldn't it be in the ground?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah. It was one of those things that, like, when it was happening, I didn't really know how to feel about it. And then once I saw like the Talking Dead, like the little extra bit with Neil Druckmann and the other creators of the show, that's when I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's based in reality.
Yeah.
You could like, I don't mind the stuff changing. It's when it's based in reality that's when I'm cool. I really like Tess in this one.
Yeah.
You called it. You called it last week. Tess was gonna die. You also sent me the thing that her lighter is based off of Nathan Drake's, which is such a cool little Easter egg that I didn't even recognize.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the changes that have been done are justified?
Like, what do you mean? Like, with what?
Like, they keep so many things the same, but they change things. Like, instead of Fedra looking for Joel, Ellie, and Tess, it's a herd of clickers that gets them out of the Capitol building.
I think it's better. I like, even like watching that and then seeing that, it just kind of felt like, oh, Fedra's here. Oh, she's dead now. And this was like go.
Yeah. How did you feel about the zombie makeout scene?
That's interesting. That was interesting to see, like how, like, she's infected, but she's not like, oh, like, it's gonna take her a little bit probably to fully turn, but like, the fact they're like, yeah, they're not after her, and they're just like slowly like join us. You know what I mean? Like, that was interesting to see that.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it afterwards. It actually, like, one person I watched it with, it like upset them. They were like, "Why did you have to show that? Like it seems like an assault." You know what I mean? And I was like, I kind of think that the only way that they spread from person to person is through the mouth. So if it recognized that it was somebody that was infected, I'm assuming they kind of can tell that, like, you know, how else is it going to go but mouth to mouth? So why not just, like, kiss them, like, make out with them too?
Yeah.
I thought it was neat. I like how. Did you go on Google today?
I did not.
If you Google The Last of Us, a little mushroom pops up, and every time you click it, the screen gets more spores.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't. By the time this comes out, I don't know if it'll still be up, but like, I really appreciate the way everything. I love an apocalypse that's overgrown.
Yeah.
Beautiful, really like that
by
shit.
the way.
Right?
Beautiful.
Right?
It was so gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's like, you know how I feel about CGI?
Yeah.
And I think because this is the first season, you can kind of tell that it's CGI. But like, I love the way a reclaimed building looks. Like, and the museum that they go in looks like the museum, like, directly from the game, like straight from the game. So
the hotel too.
The wallpaper. But that's what's
layout
nice.
Too. It was the stairs were over there, the bellhop, and then all that.
That I remember being like, this looks. I text my mom to see if she had watched it because I still had people over, and she's like, "Yeah, I watched it." She's like, "I liked it a lot, but it went so quick," and I think we kind of got spoiled with the hour-and-a-half episode. Like, I think we really did. And there's only going to be 9 episodes for the first season, and I'm hoping they do 2 or 3 more 1.5-hour episodes, because we were sitting there like talking about the timeline. And I want to get your opinion on this, Kyle. They showed a teaser for the next episode, and they show that Frank is alive.
I didn't get the flashback.
See, that's what I thought too, but then it showed Bill talking to Joel, and Frank was alive. Frank was talking to Ellie. So that, you know what I mean? So I was like, what is Frank doing alive? I don't know. That's one of those things that, like, I want to see how that's justified.
Yeah.
I want to know.
There's a trailer point where I think Bill, something's going on in wherever they're at, and I think Bill grabs him, and he looks like he's been shot. So, like, which also goes back to the theory that the first episode ends with the radio coming on and it's playing 80 song, meaning Frank and Bill, there's trouble. So I think they're being attacked by bandits.
I see. That song that they play during the credits is by Depeche Mode. I've never heard a Depeche Mode. I should say I've never heard a Depeche Mode song. It's a band that I've always wanted to get into. That song spiked on streaming services after that episode came out.
Oh, yeah. We've got to talk about the clickers.
Oh, please. We have to talk about the clickers.
How amazing they are and looked.
Yeah. They showed up. And I was like, that's one for, like, even the little arm twitch.
Yeah.
Like, the arm would, like be brought up to the body. And then during the little end piece, they were like, we found actors that were fans of the series that wanted to play the Clickers.
Yeah.
And that's dude, you told me, if you tell me tomorrow, hey, the Fallout Amazon show is going on, you can be a background extra in like a Shady Sands type civilization, or here's a vault suit, you're going to be a dweller, you're going to get $50 and you got to fly somewhere to do it, I'm doing it. Like, it's one of those things that when you're a big enough fan, like, it's just an honor to be a part of it. Oh, Kyle, I meant to tell you this too. Did you know that somebody who worked on the first Last of Us lives in our hometown?
Interesting.
Chris, you know Chris, that we play videos James with every now and again. There's a donut place that opened up. You know the donut place I'm talking about?
No.
The other side of town by the coffee shop?
I don't know. I barely know anything that happens in this place.
Well, on the other side, you know what the coffee shop I'm talking about is, right?
The
wand
one, right?
Yeah. Across the street from that, there's a donut place.
Okay.
There's artwork in there, and the dude is he went to school. He went to our school.
Huh.
Someone graduated from our school with a competent education, which baffles me. But he was an artist on the apparently the dude has like stupid money now. Chris sent me like his Instagram, and it's like pictures, dude. It's like pictures of our hometown, and this guy. Then like the next thing is like him and Neil Druckmann. Like, it's wild. No, the Clickers, yes. The Clickers, I feel like, are done.
You have to show me more about that after.
Yeah, I'll send you what Chris sent me. The Clickers, though, look exactly like the game. Like, and they showed a bunch of different prosthetics that they wanted to use, and each one looked better than the last. Like, they could have done each one. And I could only imagine that Clickers would look different depending on location because of the way fungus adapts to its location. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know a lot about fungus. Maybe chicken mushrooms look the same everywhere. There's no slight variation depending on the humidity or the moisture or whatever. Maybe there is, but I think that'd be a cool variant thing to see.
Yeah.
My question is, let me put it like this. How else do you think other characters are going to be introduced? Because we got Tess right away. We got Ellie kind of right away. Like, more or less, we understand why Ellie's there. If you played the game, you know why Ellie was trapped in that room and what have you. But, like, how do you think Sam and Henry are going to show up? I
think it's going to just be the same way. I think that for them, and then also down the line, too.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be the same.
That's because
maybe
they're
a little bit
in
different with his brother. I think that might be a little bit different thing.
The kid?
No, Joel's
the
brother.
older brother.
Tommy. We meet him when he's in the spoilers for the game, but he's in the little camp with his new wife or whatever, if I recall.
The dam.
So I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. See, I can only imagine from the there's a clip of Joel and Tommy hugging each other.
Right.
And it looks like Jackson from the opening of 2.
Mm.
So I'm assuming they're going to base Jackson more off of that, because in the first one, it's like a dam and a settlement. And then in the second one, I don't even know if they reference a dam.
I don't think it's the same area, though.
No? You don't think the dam?
I feel like they moved from the dam, yeah.
I need to play this game again. My one friend asked if I still had my copy, and I was like, yeah. They're like, can we play it together? Like, can I watch you play it? So I could like have a base, because they have no base of reference. Like, we're sitting there, my two other friends that I watch it with, we're sitting there like explaining or comparing the game to the show and what have you. And like, we're excited, we're getting into it. And my other friend's like on the phone going, I like Tess a bit, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would like to point out that Ellie has called somebody a fucker in every episode so far, and that is like her catchphrase. And I think it's done pretty well. Like, I like how she's asking Joel questions. Oh, you know what line got me, Kyle? That I just giggled like a bitch for no reason.
Which line?
She goes, Tess is talking to Ellie about like being immune to the virus, and goes, is anybody going to be coming after you? Mom coming after you? Dad coming after you? A boyfriend? And Ellie goes, well, I'm an orphan, And the other one, no. And I was like, yeah, because your girlfriend died in front of you. Like, it made me laugh because it was one of those that's like, the thing is that I can only imagine is when you make a show like this, there's a fan base that came preloaded. So they know what's going to happen. Yeah. So you're dropping these little hints, but also, like, again, dude, my mom is watching the show.
Yeah.
Like, my mom told my brother.
We watched it.
Did you?
Both episodes, yeah.
That's awesome.
She's like, oh, is this person going to die? I'm like, just watch the show, please. Because that's what she does. She asks too many questions about, like, stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah. Dude, make her watch the Halo show next. Well, no, my brother was saying, he's like, this brings back so many memories of playing the game. He goes, this looks exactly like the game.
Yeah.
He goes, it looks exactly like the effing game. There's a lot of like I said, I think Joel talks a bit too much. In my mind, this is a nitpick, but this is an overall nitpick, and it's a stupid one at that. Joel's got a deeper voice.
Right.
I don't really care. I looked up Googled The Last of Us, and it leaked who Ashley Johnson is going to play.
Oh, we knew from the trailer. People knew.
Who?
Ellie's mom.
Oh, you knew?
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
And
okay.
Troy is one of David's, like, henchmen.
Really?
Yep.
No shit. I'm surprised.
This is going to have spoilers if you don't want to hear this, but I'm super excited for that scene coming up.
David?
Past that, where with the chair and the map.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I remember that in the second one. I played the second one more recently than the first one. I have to play the first one again. Is there like a cinematic mode I could play it on?
Maybe? I don't know.
Just something that I can like play in like 6 hours and breeze through.
Right.
Just to get the story beats again. Like I don't need to pick up every Firefly pendant. Like I don't need to sit there and do that fucking bloater fight again. Excuse me. I just need to play the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember how I want to see how they're going to do David.
Yeah.
The guy in the snow. Because I'm trying to map out everything in my head because I'm sitting there going, all right, we're going to do Bill and Frank next week. And then after Bill and Frank is Pittsburgh, right?
I think. And then we'll probably get solo stuff and then they'll probably meet up with Sam and them.
Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the next episode is going to be the episode after next is going to be Pittsburgh, probably in its entirety. And then I'm thinking episode 5 is going to be the Riley episode.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this, because we were talking about this a bit last week. How do you feel about Bella Ramsey now?
I'm getting used to it, yeah.
Me too. I'm like slow. Like last episode, excuse me. Last episode, I very much... The first episode, we should talk like that because I don't know when these come out, but the first episode, I was not sold on Bella Ramsey as Ellie whatsoever. I watched a clip. You sent me some clips, and I saw some clips today on Twitter, and like not to sound like a boomer, but I was like, oh, that's my Ellie, like hearing Ashley Johnson's voice.
Right.
But I'm starting to come around. I think it's she... I don't know how they filmed these episodes. Like they could have filmed the last episode first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could have filmed the first one first or whatever. I feel like the more we see her, the more she's going to feel more comfortable. Also, I'm hoping by the time her and Joel have some sort of a relationship developed. Like, I don't think, I was actually saying this when we got done to my friends that have played the game. I don't think I'm going to see Bella Ramsey as Ellie until she looks at Joel and goes, Joel, I'm not Sarah.
Right.
Like, that's when I think I'm going to be like, okay, I'm here. Like, that's when it's going to click.
Right.
You know what I'm, this is so dumb. I hope the toy shows up.
Oh, probably
I hope Sam's toy shows up. And
will.
I hope it looks just like it does in the game. And I hope somebody on Etsy makes one because I'm buying it.
Probably will. It will probably, definitely most will.
Is there anything else you want to say, Papa? All right, Kyle, that's all we really have to say. It's a good episode. It's just...
It was.
It's a lot more digestible than the first one. The first one was so jam-packed.
Yeah. Yeah, this episode definitely helped just, like, set up clickers and, like, more of the infection, how it works.
Yeah. Do you think they'll ever put this on DVD?
Probably. I feel like they probably will. So, like sometimes they do that. Like Game of Thrones has that. All that. They probably will.
If they did a special collector's edition that maybe came with like a map or something, like something, you pay $60, you get like every season or you get the season 1. If they did like commentary and stuff, I'd buy it just to watch and like understand the world more, because the thing is, now that there's 2 timelines, I'm thinking, they're going to incorporate some of the TV stuff into some of the same stuff, the game stuff, and it'll run congruently. You know how like the Zelda timeline is like, there's this one, there's that one, and then there's the other one that's the 2 of them until one point, and then it breaks off and comes back?
Yes.
Like, I have a feeling they're going to do something like that, where it's going to be like 2 separate timelines, but then at one point it comes together. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in The Last of Us 3 you find out that they're connected. Like you find out in this one.
Right.
But they also said, they even said during that little end piece that why they didn't do spores. And they're like, if we did spores, then everything would be over in minutes, because
But
spores
they also came back and said that could be a possibility.
Yes, of course. But like, I was a little upset about the spores, and I watched them kind of explain it, even though they only do it in like 10 seconds. And I went, all right, I'll give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, it was like good enough.
The spore stuff will probably come back with the bloater. Because even Ellie said, did you hear about that one that shoots spores everywhere?
Yeah, and she like describes clickers perfectly, and they're like, that's all hogwash.
Also,
Ellie.
like, watching this episode and just like thinking about the games too is like, Tess died for nothing.
In which?
In like, she was like, Ellie can be a cure.
What you mean in general, both in the game and the show? Ellie,
I believe so, yeah.
Tess just dies for nothing?
Yeah, because she's like, hey, Ellie's a cure, Joel, get her there to be a cure.
Do you have anything that's an out? Do you have like anything that like crosses the line?
What do you mean, like an apocalypse?
No, like not just in an apocalypse, because I mean just on a personal level, I know what crosses the line for you when we watch Mad Max, like you explained to me. Not like that. Like, I don't mean like something that's like an assault of that nature, but like something that goes so against the lore that we already know, something that goes so against like just the way the characters are being developed, something that goes against all of that. Is there anything in there that like it's like a hard no? Like, as soon as that happens, I am out. Like
in general or for this show? Because like I don't
because like I'm trying to think of like a Fallouty one for me, because like a lot of what's like 76 has the Brotherhood on the East Coast 25 years after the bombs dropped. Like, that was an easy like, I'm out. Like, I can't, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, you want to argue that super mutants can exist on that part of the East Coast? I'll give it to you, because what you did in Vault 101, like, there's 12 years of precedent building up to that, and like then in Huntersville, totally makes sense. But then you put Maxon on the East Coast, can't do it. Maxon would not have left California.
I nothing with the show. Like, I think they proved so far that like they're like having the game director and the people who worked on the game be part of this, and not just be like, we're gonna somewhat help and like prove
we're just gonna supervise.
Yeah, like prove that like I don't have really doubts that they're going to do something drastic or change anything. You know what I mean?
Well, Neil Druckmann didn't write this episode, if I remember correctly, but he directed it.
Yeah.
But I was saying, I go, look, here's my thing. If at any point in time they sexualize Joel and or Ellie, I'm out. Like, if they do like a thing where like, because even if they do season 2 as game 2 and Ellie's older, which I don't think they would do, I think they would do the lead up to that. Right. Like, that just makes more sense to me. Do a season of the lead up and then bring what's her name? Bring Abby into it. Like, that to me makes more sense, right?
Right.
Even if they do that and they do a time skip and Ellie's older, if at any point in time Joel's trying to hook up with Ellie, I'm out. Like, that's one of those things that like I'm out. I'm not doing it. Like, Tommy tries to make a pass, any of that shit happens, I'm out. Because the relationship is so based on a fatherly relationship, a relationship built on respect of these two people that care about each other. Right. Like, if you try to sexualize their relationship at any point, I will walk away and never watch it and like feel nothing. Like, because you've gone like that was just a thing.
Don't watch the one Batman animated thing then. I'm pretty sure it's the killing joke.
Yep. Yeah, my friend. You know my friend that you met recently. Big Batman fan, right?
Yeah.
And we were going through, when I bought HBO Max, we were going through all the Batman stuff, and I was like, let's watch the Freeze episode. It's so good. And then I was like, oh, Killing Joke's on here. You want to watch Killing Joke? And they're like, no, not at all. I'm like, why not? And they're like, because why does Bruce Wayne have to have sex with Martha? Or like, it's implied. That's what I meant, Martha. That's his mom. Holy shit, dude. That's some Oedipus shit. Whoa, hey, oh, no. Like, sorry. What's her name? Barbara. Right?
Yeah.
Why do I think Martha? I've had a long day. But like, also, it's implied that like the Joker assaults her.
Yeah.
So
that's for another podcast.
I think my days of bitching about Batman movies is over on YouTube. But Kyle, what would you rate this installment?
I would say 9 out of 10 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
More than the first episode.
Yeah, I just like the clicker stuff. I like getting to know more about that.
Well, Kyle, that the trend of me ranking higher than you has ended. Because I want to give it like an 8.3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad episode. Yeah. Not at all. Like, the more the episode went on, I was like, I really like this. It's just not a ton is happening. But I like that not a ton is happening. Like, the first episode, so much shit. In the first episode, it literally goes over 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like, here's my birthday. Everything sucks. Before we get out of here, can we talk about the woman who's in the beginning, the scientist, when she's like, bomb everything?
Yeah.
She's like, bomb it all. Just blow the city off the map. It is the only thing to do. I looked at my friends when the title sequence started, and I looked at them and I go, thank God. And they're like, what? And I'm like, that. Like, thank God for that. I'm so tired of watching like an infection movie or a zombie movie. And they're like, we can contain the virus. If we get our top men on it, we can contain the virus and save humanity. She went, destroy everything. She's like, I'm the smartest person in the room. Kill everyone. Everyone needs to die.
She's like, it's over with. I'm going to go spend my time with my family.
Yeah, she says more or less.
It's the acting too. Like when he asked, and she just starts shaking.
Yeah, it was, and you know what? I love film. You know, Kyle. This whole series, even this miniseries, exists because you and I both enjoy movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch a lot of foreign films. Not that I'm against foreign films. I just don't watch them. I don't know where to start looking for them. And I was always afraid, am I going to lose some of it? Because actually, Kyle, one of the years we did our top 5 of the year, I did a movie called Le Haine. It's a French film, and my only gripe with the movie was that because it's in French, I feel like I had to watch it twice because I was reading everything. So I feel like I lost out on some of the performance. In this one, her performance, amazing. Fantastic. For like television?
Sure the subtitles as well are the exact same subtitles from the game.
What do you mean?
The subtitles that she had for her are the exact same subtitles in the game. Like how they come up and like look.
Oh, the font?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, before we head out, I do have a nitpick that I just remembered.
Please. Oh my God, Kyle, you're going to bitch? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm just so sick of the cliche. Oh, I got a lighter. Click. Oh, it doesn't work. Click. Doesn't work. Click. Doesn't work. I'm so sick of that.
I'm so happy you said that because there's a dude I work with who I turned him on to the show. I was like, dude, I'm so excited. He's like, I got HBO. I'll watch it. He's like, I didn't like, he goes, I had no interest in Game of Thrones. My friend put me onto it. I liked it. He's like, I wasn't a huge fan, but I kept up with it. Right. So he's like, I'll watch it. And he's telling me, he goes, how much horseshit was that lighter thing? I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, you have a gun, shoot the kerosene.
At the time, like, too, like, the fuel, but, like, it just seems like everything does that.
Yeah. I get, like, they're building tension, like, they're doing, but, like, my buddy goes to me. Exactly. I said, shoot the gas, shoot the gasoline. It'll ricochet off the ground and hopefully hit a spark. And I said, even if that doesn't work, shoot a grenade. Shoot a grenade. Why would shooting a grenade not work? If someone in the comments is like, "Hey, you can't shoot a grenade; it doesn't blow up. It's inert, like whatever." Fine. No, I know, but like, it was just one of those things. I was sitting there watching, and I don't think a grenade with gasoline would make that kind of explosion. Maybe it would because it was sitting for a minute, so the fumes would get to it. But here we are complaining about fiction once again, Kyle. So you're giving it a 9. I'm giving it an 8.3. Good episode all around.
Yes.
Cool. Thanks for doing this with me, pal.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Kyle, the last of Kyle and Vince. episode 2 of season 1, episode 2 of The Last of Us on HBO. Links to my social and Kyle's social in the description below, to the Patreon, thank you to the Patreon, to my Redbubble, to a bunch of other socials. Share this with a friend if they like The Last of Us. I love you very much, and I will see you next week. Bye, Kyle.
Bye-bye.
Hey, hi, it's Vince. I hope you enjoyed that video you just watched. If you'd like to support in any sort of way, in the description below there's links to my Twitter, the show's Twitter, and the Patreon. You could support at any level, and you could be on screen like some of the names are currently. I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching, and if you get a chance, check out another one of my videos. I'd really appreciate it. Share it with a friend. Cool. I'll see you guys later. Be safe. I love you. Bye. A Ghoulman Entertainment Production.